Hi, Joanna.
Melissa, hi.
I'm Melissa. Very nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you. Nice to meet you.
And you do go by Joanna?
I do, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
So I just want to start off by obviously introducing myself. I'm Melissa Milkey. I'm the social worker here. And I just want to start by saying that whatever we say today will be kept confidential. It'll just be between you and I. The only time it would not be is if I feel like you are going to be a harm to yourself or someone else because of what you're saying to me.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good?
I understand.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what brings you here today? What's kind of going on?
Well, 3 years ago, I moved down from up north. I live with my family, so my parents and my sister, who is a special needs adult.
Okay.
And I have initiated the caretaker role in addition to my parents. So
Okay.
I kind of help her with her nutrition and her fitness, and um, I find myself kind of struggling a little more with my own identity. So I feel like I'm having more of an identity re-identification of myself. I just had a birthday. I'm turning 41. Or I'm turning 41.
Mm-hmm.
And so I find myself wanting to kind of just separate a little more from that caretaker role, and sort of really focus more on myself and my own caretaking,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
without having a lot of that guilt.
Okay.
I did agree to move down here with my parents to help take care of Gina. We all kind of moved in together. But I feel like I'm evolving a lot, and I'm re-identifying my sense of who I am. I want to eventually move out and get married and just kind of see the world more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like I have one foot at home, I have one foot in the world, and I don't want to get split up the middle.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to
Sort some
just
of
kind
that
of,
out.
yeah, kind of
Okay.
just speak to somebody, get a third kind of party objective. I know myself well, but we always can use some external
Mm-hmm.
assistance
Of
and
course.
knowing myself more. So that's kind of
I think
I'm
that's
kinda
great.
here.
I think that's
So-
great for you to come in. And I just want to run it back past you. Is it okay if I take some notes? I just have a horrible memory, but
Oh.
if you want to look at anything, feel free. It's
That's
your
fine.
information.
Oh, that's fine. I understand.
So you moved down here a couple years ago, 3 years ago, from where from?
Massachusetts.
From Massachusetts. Yeah. Okay, okay. And so before that, you had not been living with your family.
No, I was living with a roommate.
Okay.
I was way more financially independent
Mm-hmm.
than I am now, and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay. So you kind of went from having that independent life, being out there in the world, to coming back to be with your family and help them out.
Correct.
Okay.
And I left a really manipulative and unhealthy relationship,
Okay.
a romantic one, and a work relationship.
Okay.
So a working dynamic, a kind of a really toxic job and a toxic relationship. So it was kind of like leaving everything behind and starting over with purpose.
Okay.
So,
okay. So that sounds actually like a good transition.
Yes, it has been. It's been a miracle.
Yeah.
For me, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Will you tell me a little bit about what that was like coming back here and
Mm-hmm.
kind of switching gears and kind of spending more time with your family, focusing on them?
Sure. I came back down in a really dark place.
Mm-hmm.
Really just kind of like a dark night of the soul kind of place. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
in bed for like
Wow.
months and months. I know I wasn't depressed. I've experienced depression before, but it was a state of limbo of reconciling and resolving the past.
Okay.
And I felt myself redefining myself as that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so coming back and living with my family was a great healing thing. It was a great healing scenario. Growing up, our family was very dysfunctional. Gina was very violent, and I was the one taking the brunt of all that, and I was the one fixing everything then.
Okay.
So I see the connection between then and now, but I don't want to fix it anymore.
Yeah.
Like my role in the family dynamic after all this family healing of living together, I know it's changed.
So kind of when you first came down and you were helping, did you feel like you were trying to kind of fix things with the family from
Yes.
what it was like before?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was like, great, I'm needed. I'm in a role that's gonna have me not look so much at myself right now.
And give you that purpose,
yes.
as you said.
Yes.
Sure.
And but I tend to be a control freak.
Okay.
I tend to be someone who likes to feel like I have control in a world where we have limited control, is how I'll put it. So yeah, so I had a purpose, um, but now it's negatively affecting Gina.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And where do you think that kind of shift came from?
Apparently, I'm a drill sergeant. Apparently, it's like it's done this way. You do it this way. Da 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 da. You know.
Okay. And that's from her. That's kind of been her impression of things.
It's been my parents' impression
Okay.
of witnessing our dynamic, me
Okay.
and her dynamic, and it's my own impression of going, how come this doesn't feel right?
Mhm.
Like I don't think I'm being
Okay.
like appropriate in my delivery, you know. And I'm
Okay.
usually very behavior modification with her. I'm usually very, but now there's been moments where it's really hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And do you
really
think that's
hard.
because you've now been there for a while? What do you think that's kind of due to, that it's kind of become a stressor in your life?
I think I'm just ready to relinquish my control over the family, over her.
Okay.
And like she's through my assistance and her own, through my assistance and with Gina's hard work, she's lost 120 pounds.
Wow.
Okay, I've done my work, you know, and I didn't do all of it. I had a hand in it. It was a family united front kind of thing. But because of her learning disability, she has memory loss and it's splintered. So I feel like we have to just keep, you know, that I have to keep, you know, pounding away at reinforcement, reinforcement, reinforcement. And so I just think I'm ready to relinquish the reins and just maybe focus a little on me and my own goals, because I have to figure this out, my own life out. I'm not going to be at home forever. My parents aren't going to be around forever. You know, I need to put myself in balance, and that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Is
So,
the balance.
and kind of from what you're saying, it sounds like there's been a ton of progress that's been made
Mhm.
with your relationships,
Mhm.
with your sister. So
Oh yeah.
it sounds like it could be a good time for you to kind of turn the attention back on yourself and kind of focus on where you want to be.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. It's kind of
Okay.
like, great, I did all my work that I had to.
Yeah.
You know, my purpose, I still have purpose in the family and all that stuff, but it's kind of like, all right, I'm going to be not selfish. I'm going to be aware of what my needs are.
That's kind of exciting.
And it's really exciting, and it's great that my mother and dad are like, we got this now.
Okay.
You showed us, we have a great foundation of what you taught us and what we've learned on our own and all that. So we want you to back off from her.
Okay.
Because it's created, you know, you need to focus on what you're doing in your life and your school and your own relationships. And we're going to kind of, you know, take care of her and keep raising her and molding her as what she needs. You don't have to, she's not your child.
Mm-hmm.
She's your sister, she's not your child.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then I have moments where it's like, you have to, oh, no, I can't. I forgot, I'm not in that role anymore, and it happened today.
Yeah.
Gina's like, can I have a piece of bread today? I'm like, well, you know, ask your mother. I'm no longer your food police.
Yeah.
And she kind of chuckled. I said, I'm no longer in charge of that. Talk to mom.
Yeah.
You know, but of course, mom pulls me inside and goes, okay, so and so I'm still in a advising role, but I'm not hands-on with Gina directly.
Yeah.
And the reason why mom and I have both agreed it's time to step back is when Gina is with me while we're eating, there's a fear there. She looks at me and then she'll like, you know, like,
okay,
she knows she eats fast. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that feeling of her looking at me going, oh, am I doing something wrong? Yeah. She's always, and I feel bad that I have allowed that with her. Mm-hmm. But it's nice that I've started to see it and my mom has started to see it, and that we're all able to talk about it and be like, okay, she's a little bit fearful. Mm-hmm. Or you've created a conditional thing with her that's not really good for her anymore. Yeah. So we need to reassess this. So
again, it kind of sounds like she had made progress, but maybe it's getting to a place where, you know, it's safe for you to kind of step back from that too. Yeah. So I would just love to hear a little bit more about maybe what your interests are outside of helping take care of your family. What are you kind of excited about with this?
Well, now that I have more free time, I do a lot of work at my church. I do bereavement in Spanish, and I'm doing consecration of Jesus through Mary. So I do a lot of work with my church. I'm looking to get a job. I have a possible job opportunity teaching or preparing inmates for their GED.
Wow.
And hours a week, and I get paid for it, and I'm in a teacher mode.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like what I've been doing with Gina.
That's true.
But it's like there's a format,
Yeah.
and there's rules and so and so. So I think that would be kind of nice. I love to travel, so I'm looking to travel outside of the country. I would like to go to a lot of Latino countries.
Okay.
I'm learning Spanish.
Okay.
I'm making more friends
Yeah.
who are put into my life to help me become better, and vice versa. So just I don't know.
Sounds like
I
you
enjoy
got a lot
everything.
of yeah,
No,
opportunities.
things are really opening up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
wonderful.
I'm looking to see. I mean, I love to work out. I'm very health oriented, but I'm looking just to meet new people and just to get to know people. I love people. I find people so fascinating.
Mhm.
And now that I'm not so afraid of people,
Yeah.
and now that I'm more comfortable in my own skin, I feel like now it's the time to start edging out, in a safe way and expand I don't know, get to know myself or get to know the world better.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like you are kind of transitioning through life.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's kind of a new transition where you're going to be presented with some new opportunities. I would really love that if we could continue these conversations regularly so we can kind of just walk through some of those things together. I'm really excited for you about some of those opportunities, but I'm sure that'll affect other areas of your life as well too.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
I hope that we can continue this again too.
Yes.
It's been great meeting you, and maybe we could talk about kind of some of those more exciting things going on and what that's going to look like for you for how to get there too in the future.
Sure. I'm a big 5-year plan kind of girl. So.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you so much.
That sounds
it was a pleasure.
good. Very
I'll
nice
see you
to
next
meet
time.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.